Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. We are doing this live on Periscope. I got Rami here. I'm actually going to ask Rami to come in the video in a little bit, Rami, okay? Because one of the questions he can answer. So, I got two questions, and for those of you who are new, first of all, welcome. Second of all, make sure you subscribe. Alright, you don't want to miss out. I give away so many things. Rami, how many things do I give away?
A lot.
Lots of stuff, right? Sweaters. I gave someone a book the other day about basketball. Has nothing to do with clinical research. Yes. So if you're a fan and you do certain things, I have contests on Instagram, on Snapchat all the time, you may win. Alright, so I got two questions. You email them, dan@theclinicaltrialsguru.com, or you find me on any social network you can think of, just like any, okay? My most recent favorite ones are Snapchat and Instagram, although that's not that recent. I've been on it for a while. So the first question is a little difficult for me to answer because I still haven't found a good vendor, but it's about premise liability, how to insure a research clinic from general liability, like trips and falls. So we've talked about medical malpractice before, and how you can get your PI's medical malpractice to actually cover clinical research. They're usually going to charge you more for that, but you do need to have it. So whatever medical malpractice company your PI is using, a lot of ours use the doctor's company. So you just need to let them know that the PI is also doing clinical research. But when it comes to premise liability, there's like a sneaky way to do it that's kind of cheating, right? And there's a way to do it that's the right way, but it's super hard to find a good vendor. So I use Hiscox. I also have used Hartsford. But those two vendors, basically, sometimes they have a problem. Like Hiscox accepted two of my clinics as clinical research clinics, but they denied a bunch of other ones when we applied later. So I think I got approved because I got grandfathered in. But the new sites that I recommended, check out Hiscox for general liability. That's HISCOX. I have no affiliation with them. They denied them coverage because they do clinical research. So a way around that is to tell them you do consulting. Although, because technically we do consulting, but God forbid somebody actually trips and falls and then they decide not to cover you because you weren't exactly truthful in what you're doing. So another option is to check out the Hartsford. I've used the Hartsford before until they denied me because of clinical research. You're just going to have to do a lot of Googling and a lot of calling. Maybe find yourself an insurance broker if you're having a problem doing it. But call Hiscox first. Let them know you're doing clinical research, but let them know how many patients you see a month. And if you're not that busy of a site, they should cover you. If not, you may need to find an insurance broker. Alright, second question. This one's for you, Rami. Alright, come on in. Come on in the frame here. Hey, we got a chair. Make sure you're in the frame. No, keep it going. Let me see. This Periscope. Okay. So we got Rami.
Hi.
Hopefully they could see you in the frame. You think they can?
I'm not sure.
You're a certified videographer, man. I think so. Maybe not.
No, not.
No, you see? Here. Alright, Rami, I called you in because this question's for you, okay?
Okay.
So, somebody asked me, they're running two clinics, and they're only 5 miles apart. So, their employees have to go back and forth regularly for regulatory documents or just to get signatures. The usual stuff in research. And they're asking for reimbursement for mileage for this. Now, so far they're not paying them this. But if they're asked to drive a patient or if they're asked to go far, they're reimbursed for their mileage. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, I get reimbursement when I drive any patient, so I get reimbursed for that. But for driving between the clinics, if it is like not far, like 5 minutes or something, right. So I don't have to get reimbursed for that because.
So it's a ridiculous request.
Yes.
For a salaried employee.
Yes.
Right. So enough with the ridiculous request, right? You're hearing it from an employee, study coordinator himself. Thank you, Rami.
Thank you.
So hopefully that helps answer your questions. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to mileage reimbursement, for hourly or salaried employees, if they're just driving from one clinic to another and it's not a everyday regular thing, or even if it is an everyday regular thing, it's part of the job as long as it's not far enough away and as long as they were made aware of this before they got hired. Now for transporting study participants, or maybe if you have an inpatient study and they have to go to the hospital, that's a little different. But just going back and forth from two different locations is part of the job. So hopefully that helps answer your question. Thank you, Rami. Thank you, Periscope. This is the first ever Periscope stream I've done. I used to do Meerkat, but it's clear to me that Periscope has won that battle, at least right now. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Dan from theclinicaltrialsguru.com, and until next time, take care.
Yeah.